Welcome to another tzuzamen.
Hi,
Hi,
Tzipi.
Tzip.
Hi, everybody.
And we're in Miami in the art fair right now, in Red Dot Art Fair. And we have Ariel and Alejandro. And they're sitting inside something that I need you to explain us exactly what's going on.
What do we see in the
Yeah.
background?
Alejandro, I'll pass it to you.
Okay. So thank you for having us. I'm Alejandro. I'm Ariel. This is the only Jewish art booth probably in the whole Miami Art Week, where we decided to not only put things from Jewish artists, but also to all the art speak about Jewish pride. We call it joyful Jewish art, and it's about how we bring our culture, our traditions, into the light, into the colors, into a lot of joy. And yes, we've been having today's our last day, Sunday, and we have had already 4 days of like so much people, and everyone coming inside of the booth is because they feel a connection, because they're Jewish, because they like. It's been so special that all my conversations in these 4 days have been with Jewish people. Why? Because we have a huge map of Israel on a neon light on top, and it has become like a center for just Jewish people to come and connect and speak about Israel and speak about why it's important to make Jewish art. And it's been a very, very, very special week. And we're part of this collective called Art World for Israel, where we're like collaborating and, as we said, united around art together in this week.
When you say Jewish art, what do you mean?
So you will need to see, like we have a piece in here that says Parnasat Tova with the MacDog. We have a piece that is with the Jewish food called the kosher cat with a challah and a gefilte fish and homentation and shakshuka. We here have the SpongeBob with the Shema Israel, the map of Israel. And
Can
one
you
with
grab one of the maps of
Meir.
Israel, the
Can
collage
you
works?
show us
Yes.
a little bit? Can you show
So
us?
Alejandro organizes these amazing artist trips to Israel, and some of the pieces were done on their artist trip. I want him to go grab one and show you.
Yes.
They're amazing. He organizes these trips with artists from all around the world in collaboration with our community, Art World for Israel. And it's just an incredible thing. Art World, it's not just artists. There's art professionals, artists, and everybody goes to Israel together and they collaborate on these works. And then Alejandro is bringing them all around the world for art shows. And I don't know if you can see well.
This one that just got sold this morning, someone was like, please, please save it. And it's like for a Hebrew teacher on a Jewish school that she loved the project. And it's about putting
Bring it close.
the map and having like different pieces of collage of different things that I've been finding in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem in the last months. And yes, it's about, I feel the most important thing, and after speaking with so many people, 8 hours a day for the last days, it's a moment to just show the pride. And that's what is so important to say, like, yes, we're Jewish, we're proud Jewish, and we show it. It's not something to be hiding, it's something that we really speak it to everyone. And that's why it has been so successful. I know it was like a very bold decision, but a lot of people are like, aren't you afraid of like just showing out in public all this? And now we were like, no, if we really want to do this, we need to show it and without feeling fear. So
Why Papaya embracing Jewish images?
Exactly. Great question. So I'm Mexican Jewish. And when I presented this whole project, it's about identity. We always speak about identity. So I select Mexican fruit, which is a papaya, and Hebrew and Jewish different conversation pieces. So by doing papayas with something Jewish inside, we're mixing who I am as a Mexican Jewish artist.
There
So
is
it's like
dialogue between the papaya and the image.
yes.
So you feel
That's
that, some people think that fruits or even plants can talk, they have a language.
yes.
Do you believe so, that they have feelings?
They have feelings.
I speak a lot with the fruits all the time, and I
No,
feel the
really,
fruit.
almost
That's
like, yeah.
That's the name of my
He has a
project.
piece that says "Feel the Fruits," and that's the name of his project is "Feel
Yes.
the Fruits." And he does these amazing workshops where they feel, I don't know if they're called workshops or ceremonies, and they go all over the world and they bring people together, Jewish and non-Jewish, at music festivals and art fairs, and they organize the fruits. Alejandro could tell you a little more.
It has a
But-
it has a cleansing kind of
Exactly.
Exactly.
qualities, right?
Yes. And
But
it's very
Ariel,
Spe-
you have all of this is basically executed under your organization. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization? What do you do, and how Alejandro is becoming part of it?
So our organization is Art World professionals and artists from all around the world. We have board members, collectors, curators, advisors, and everybody is coming together for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is for the people of Israel to come together. It's not just about the country of Israel, but the people of Israel and within Israel and the diaspora. We're building bridges between the diaspora and Israel through residency opportunities like this art fair and other art fairs around the world, and building bridges with other communities as well, besides just within the Jewish people.
So tell me something. I don't know, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but when I look at these images, I have a feeling that the only way to put together what's happening now in Israel, a real friction between like the ultra-religious and the, the secular and stuff like this, it's really humanistic values.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's this commonality. You know, they say 3 Jews, 4 opinions.
exact.
And it's the same with art. It's that we all like art, but it's all so different. I mean, we're all the way from a Hanukkah bazaar to the main art basel at the convention center with pieces ranging from $50,000 to $100,000 and even more, you know. So we're a wide range, and the same way with Judaism, we're a wide range, but we can all come together under the commonalities. And it's important to remember what makes us the same and what brings us together rather than what separates us. And that's been a really, really important part of Art World for Israel. We have everybody under the spectrum, from the least identifiably Jewish that has never been to a shul, to Hasidic people with payas. And everybody's so enthusiastic, and we get in a room together and we just remember that we're all mishpacha in the end. And it really, really has resonated with so many people in such a deep way. The comments we get all the time are just, thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for taking a stand. Thank you for doing this while there's so many people that are being pushed out of the art world. You know, these artists and art world professionals have been experiencing terrible anti-Semitism in the art world. There's been blacklists. People have been canceled from their museum shows and galleries. I can't even tell you what's going on outside of their studio visits. People are picketing with terrible signs. And these people aren't people who have taken a major political stance. They are just people who identify as Jewish or Israeli. And so that becomes really scary. So to have this community where people feel welcome and people feel that there is pride and that there is someone to go to support you is really, really important.
But
This week we had a breakfast in collaboration with AJC, who's famous for their anti-Semitism workshops. And we got together the top gallerists, the top advisors in the whole world that were sitting at this breakfast together, talking about not only their experiences, the bad experiences, but how we move forward, how we forge a path forward and make it so that everybody feels good. And this Art Week, this Miami Art Week, you can feel it. The feeling is palpable, that there is a togetherness and that there is a pride and that there is positivity amongst all the darkness. I sat with the president of the Jewish Museum of Australia this week in person. And as shuls were burning down in his neighborhood in Australia, he was talking to me about how do we forge a path forward. And he was telling me that he was going to bring these experiences from Alejandro's booth from this week where we created a Jewish guide to Miami Art Week. And we went around every fair and we met the gallerists from Israel and we met the artists from Israel and we met Jewish artists from all over the world, from London, from all over the world who were lacking a community and felt so brought in by our community that it really made a huge impact. And the Jewish Museum president told us he was going to bring those experiences back to his board and give them hope and give them courage to forge a path forward.
Is there a way to bypass the refusion, to the refuse to show Jewish artists? Can you show them other places?
So there's two ways. So we have helped artists write letters. We have lawyers in our chat and we have professionals in our chat who have helped and supported artists who have been threatened to be canceled and written letters back and said, your 501c3 status will be revoked and you can't do that. And that is absolutely hateful and racist and anti-Semitic. And we've had successes that way to stop cancellations from happening. But the real path forward is to support and go with the people who support us and be happy and joyful. And we have enough people supporting us. And I'll tell you, it's not just Jewish people. There are so many people supporting us. My friends who are not Jewish were enthusiastically taking my Jewish Guide to Art Basel and meeting people around town and posting on their Instagram stories. And those kinds of things really, really, really make an impact in the community. And community building and supporting our own and supporting people who want to be with us. And that, through the Jewish Guide to Miami Art Week, we were able to make those connections in person. Those artists were able to meet gallerists that they knew were on our side. And it's invaluable.
But Alejandro, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Be a bit tricky, maybe. So I look at the images, okay, and I can see that first you have collages, and then you really embrace a lot of elements. Now,
Yes.
Israel is a holy land, and you have Muslims and you have Christian. Did you think maybe to take the humanistic elements of each one of the Muslim and the Christian and the Jewish and put them together and create like a dialogue based
Absolutely.
on commonality between them?
Absolutely. I feel, and the more I do this art, the more I open conversations. Like a woman came 2 days ago and we sat in the table and we had a discussion about the land and what represents what for hours and hours. And the more I do this work, I learn more. So I started with this initiative that is called Papayas for Peace, exactly for that, to really, how can we unite and how, if we want peace, we really need to start by the art, because that's how historically, how big changes in the world have happened. And as a leader, as a Jewish leader, I feel it's very important, first of all, to gather us together and to empower one another, to really have the confidence to wear our Magen David, really to be confident that we are safe.
Conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after that, a lot of people have came and we've been having all these conversations about peace. But really, really, definitely, with art, I see that you can make a big impact and big change.
I wish
Papaya is
Dalia
not a
was here.
political statement. Papaya is not a political statement. It's not something that divides. It doesn't threaten anybody as an image, right?
I wish Dalia was here. She's one of the artists part of this booth, and her work is from all around the world. She travels all over, and it reflects in her photography. My dad came to her booth at the other fair and said, well, this looks very Indian. How is this a Jewish artist? And I said, that's exactly the point, is that we're showing all different cultures from all around the world and how we can all come together.
It has a meditative element, like a meditation.
How many artists are showing in your booth right now?
We're 5. It's Sarah, me, Dalia, Annette, and Monica. We're all part of Artwork for Israel, and it's how we can unite to really bring the pride. And something I said to many of the people that are coming every day, it's that after spending many of the last months in Israel, I see that they are created. There is right now very dark, very sad, very hopeless. And I wanted to really make an opposite to that, to really make it the joy, the pride. And it's been the response of people so amazing because we need this. Like, we need to see colors and we need to see light, and it's happening. And I'm so happy that we took this decision between me and my dad that is here with us as well. It was like, how can we it was a very bold decision, and people have been coming and say like, you can do this in Miami, but definitely you couldn't have a Jewish art booth in New York, in LA, in Europe. Like, the situation is like scaling a lot, so it's
a beacon of light. It's a beacon of light for everybody around the world.
yes,
Yeah, yeah. So you have a lot of people coming?
a lot. We
So
have
many people.
more than they said. They were telling us already more than 50,000 people came to the art
Wow.
fair, and so many Jewish people. And you see people wearing their high, wearing their Magen David, wearing their map of Israel, and it's like people come and just smile because people feel like in home. People feel very safe.
People feel
in this
embraced
booth.
by this,
Exactly.
embraced
What were
by
you
the
doing
pride
in
and love.
Israel? Alejandro, what were you doing in Israel? You went to Israel, right?
What were you doing on your trips to Israel? Yeah.
I organized a trip for Jewish artists and collectors, and I also opened a studio in there. So I've been like going back and forward from Tel Aviv, Mexico City, but I'm having many things going on in there. And now I'm organizing an exhibition with 30 of the maps in a gallery in Jerusalem.
Ah,
And
okay.
so it's like,
And they volunteer on the kibbutzes and the farms. I mean, it's a really holistic trip. Really incredible.
and we're doing the next one in March in collaboration with Artwork for Israel.
Do you have people that protest against you in the fair? People that don't
Not in
like?
Miami, no.
No, surprisingly, we have had zero hate, zero. Like, yesterday, a girl wearing a shirt that says "Free Palestine." Me and my dad, we were like, what is she gonna do? But like, she entered, she saw, and she left.
It's really not the vibe in Miami, and we're really working
But
hard
it's
to keep
almost
it that way.
not here also in New York, around Washington Square and New York University, you don't see anything. There is no protest.
There are protests in New York City. There are things happening in New
Not
York
in
City,
NYU, not in the
unfortunately.
area of New York University.
It's not in the universities like it used to be, but Miami.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of anti-Semitism in New York and a lot of that going on.
No, but like, I feel what we're doing is a big statement, a
Yeah.
very, very, very big statement.
This is our counter protest. To be winning and to be successful and to be thriving is our form of protest.
Exactly.
Is David Lynch, part of your group? David
So
Lynch.
David Milch has been
David
mentoring me
Milch, sorry,
David Milch, she introduced us to Ariel, and he knows Ariel
Okay.
all her life.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
And since the beginning, I've been asking him for advice, and he's been mentoring me and giving me advice, and he's really been incredible. So we're happy to have him. We have so many people like that we can look to for advice and look to for inspiration and ideas of how to forge that path forward. It's not just me coming up with these ideas.
Yeah.
There's
Do you choose-
1,500 people behind this.
do you choose the people that want to join you, or you just let everybody in?
So we have a very open group. We have about 1,600 people on our WhatsApp chat, and then we have a team of about 20 to 30 people that's doing the work behind the scenes to get the website going, the Instagram going, and run initiatives like the residencies and gallery initiatives and museum acquisitions and art fair shows. So there's been a really incredible team behind this, and I have to really thank God for placing them in our orbit.
It's not easy to be accepted, I think, you can correct me, to the Israeli artistic community. It's really like, it used to be that we had cliques, groups of artists, but not now, I think.
No, there are no cliques.
No. So how is your relationship with the, painters and artists in Israel?
So there's a lot of people who are so enthusiastic and in tears and thanking us for our work, like Orit Fuchs and Yinon Galon, who is a young man who just left the IDF and is an underwater photographer. And then there are a few people that, are just stuck in their ways of what they want to talk about and the dialogue that they want to have about Israel. And it's not the place in our community. We've just told them that you can have those conversations and they're meaningful conversations, but here we'd like to keep it positive and we'd like to keep it prideful. And so we've had to, draw a line in that regard. And, that's just how we feel.
Alejandro, what's next for you? Do you have any?
Yes, I'm very, very excited. We just announced this a few days ago. In February this year, I got selected by NASA and SpaceX to be part of the first museum of art in the moon. So Ariel came to the gala and the launch, and we sent a papaya to the moon to represent. And after speaking with them and introduce them and showing all my projects, I got invited to send a second piece on the second mission, early 2025, and I select to send the map of Israel. So we're going to send exactly a replica of these maps that we're making with all the symbols and everything that represent us as Jewish, as Am Israel. We're sending a map with not only the art, but the names of many of the people that are supporting the project to the moon. So when we send the shape of the map of Israel to the moon, it's like immortalizing for eternity. What does it mean for us to have Am Israel? So
Do you have any elements of peace on this?
A lot of elements of it. The papaya.
Element,
yes.
not in the papaya, in the
map.
In the map. Right.
Absolutely, yes. Even in this one, I always use the elements of peace.
There's a peace sign right there. I don't know if you can see. Here, hold it up.
Yeah, hide yourself.
Yeah, we'll send you all the photos so you can see the.
Right.
A lot of elements of peace. And Alejandro is such a gentle and peaceful man. And that's a lot about what we're doing here, is showing that Jews and Israelis can be and are these peaceful, honest people. And we're just making art and being regular people like anybody else. And that's a lot of the element of what we're doing, is that humanity. Like you said in the beginning, the first thing you said when we got on this call was that humanity of people, and that we are just human people. And we want peace too.
Yes.
Well, it's unbelievable, and we wish you all success. And
no, it's really inspirational. It's very
enjoy the last day of the art fair.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much.
And we'll see more of you.
Thank you. I hope so. Maybe you can do a show from us from the Cape Canaveral when we launch the rocket.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Great. So good luck, Alejandro, and come up with more inspiring art form,
Right.
Thank you both.
And see you everybody next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tzili.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.